Hey Antioch family, I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you were able to join us on Sunday morning to worship the Lord together with a few of your close friends or family members. We had a lot of great feedback on people gathering together and worshiping in their homes. I just wanted to take a moment to update you on the ever-changing news regarding the coronavirus and how that affects our church and how we're wanting to respond to it as a church. So first of all, a couple of pieces of information that have come out are that for at least the next 8 weeks, the CDC has recommended that there be no groups of 50 or more. And then today, President Trump asked that groups of no more than 10 gather together for the next 15 days. And so one of the things that we're coming to face with is whether or not we're going to be able to have church for the next 8 weeks. But in our desire to honor our government and medical professionals and leaders, we're going to abide by the CDC standards by faith that God is up to something. And so our Sundays will continue to not meet together for the next 8 weeks unless the CDC changes their recommendations. But we're going to continue to stream a service at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings, and want to encourage you to join together as a family or with a couple of close friends to worship together. In fact, I talked to a couple this afternoon that talked about this past Sunday, they felt encouraged by the Lord to invite their neighbors. And so they had a Hindu neighbors on one side and traditional Catholic neighbors on the other side, and they both came over and they prayed together. They experienced their first evangelical worship service together, and they're going to be coming back next week. They wanted to come back. And so God is opening some doors that haven't always been open. So we want to continue to encourage you to go through those doors, to speak the hope and truth of the gospel to those that are asking those questions. There's an hour here that God has opened a window for us to move through. So we want to encourage you to do that, and encourage you to continue to join us at 10 a.m. Worshiping together as a church family scattered throughout living rooms in the city. This is also going to affect our life groups and the prayer that we initiated at noonday. So first of all, our life groups are largely greater than 10 people. If your life group is larger than 10 people, we want to encourage you to continue to meet together, but we're going to do it men and women. So one week, we're encouraging the men get together for Bible study, accountability, for praying for one another. Then the next week, the women will get together for the same thing, because we believe it's still so important for us to be gathering together and not getting isolated, but coming together as the church in this hour. As far as our noon hour prayer, we had it today, but from this point forward, it's going to be live on Instagram. So at noon every day, it'll be live on Instagram, our worship and prayer hour, and you can join us there. It will also be available to join up a part of that for the rest of that day after we film it at noon. And so we'd love for you to continue to join us in prayer. And on prayer, I would also say, set a chime on your phone to come on once an hour so that you're reminded to pray for people. Pray for those that are facing fear and anxiety. We want to be a church that prays in this hour. Even though we're unable to engage in different things or be out and about among people as much, we can pray like never before and believe for God to move mountains. Also, I'd like to remind you that we've got a couple of links that you can go to. One is a link for people that have needs in this hour, those that are more high risk, that have needs. We would love for you to go to that link. You can find it on our website or in an email that's going to be sent out this afternoon to sign up for needs that you have. On the opposite side of that, we have a link for volunteers, people that would love to help out those in need in this hour. We're also going to be approaching the Chandler School District to see how we can help, as their school was intended to move back into session next week, how we can help deliver lunches or do other things. And so if you are interested in helping out and volunteering in those ways, there is a link for you to sign up to be a volunteer. You will be getting that email later on today, and it's important for you to check that email, because that email is a mass distributed email to several thousand people, and it's no longer going to be distributed to all those people, but only to those who sign up for e-news. So in the email that you're going to get this afternoon, there's going to be an option to subscribe to our e-news, and from here on out, only those that subscribe to our e-news are the ones that are going to be getting these regular, near daily emails on updates on how our church is responding to be a blessing in our city, to be a light in darkness. So please sign up for the e-news in that letter, and be prepared with all of our hearts filled with peace as we press into Jesus to love and to serve our city and be the body of Christ for the world around us in this hour. God bless you.